standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the King.
Admission of lawyers. Batul Al-Hassani.
May it please the court, I move that Batul Al-Hassani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Batul Al-Hassani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Andanoska.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Andanoska be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Andanoska be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Courtney Rose Appleton.
May it please the court, I move that Courtney Rose Appleton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Courtney Rose Appleton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugo Sydney Nelson Balnaves.
May it please the court, I move that Hugo Sydney Nelson Balnaves be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hugo Sydney Nelson Balnaves be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Enda William Byrne.
May it please the court, I move that Enda William Byrne be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Enda William Byrne be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zixian Sheena Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Zixian Sina Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zixian Sina Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhu Fang Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Shui Fang Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shui Fang Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lai Mei Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Lai Mei Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lai Mei Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Marie Derrick.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Marie Derrick be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Marie Derrick be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Trip Simon Kaur Dhaliwal.
May it please the court, I move that Tripit Simran Kaur Dhaliwal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tripit Simran Kaur Dhaliwal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Luke Samuel Francesco Di Ciaccio.
May it please the court, I move that Luke Samuel Francesco Di Ciaccio be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Luke Samuel Francesco Di Ciaccio be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marnie Ann Dowden.
May it please the court, I move that Marnie Ann Dowden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Marnie Ann Dowden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellie Rose Flannery.
May it please the court, I move that Ellie Rose Flannery be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ellie Rose Flannery be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James William French.
May it please the court, I move that James William French be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James William French be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ian Patrick Grandner.
May it please the court, Your Honours, I move that Ian Patrick Granter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ian Patrick Granter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rexley Suhunaraj Gunaratnam.
May it please the court, I move that Rexley Suhunaraj Gunaratnam be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rexley Sunaraj Gunaratnam be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lara Hassan.
May it please the court, I move that Lara Hassan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lara Hassan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Sarah Howard.
May it please the court, I move that Ashley Sarah Howard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashley Sarah Howard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Marie Georgina Jones.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Marie Georgina Jones be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Marie Georgina Jones be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sally Jane Judson.
May it please the court, I move that Sally Jane Judson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sally Jane Judson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatima Kasira.
May it please the court, I move that Fatima Kasira be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fatima Kasira be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rosalind Guy Kelly.
May it please the court, I move that Rosalind Guy Kelly be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rosalind Guy Kelly be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sairomi Kim.
May it please the court, I move that Surami Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarami Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sophie Catherine Condelias.
May it please the court, I move that Sophie Catherine Condilius be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sophie Catherine Condilius be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Evelyn Wan Levers.
May it please the court, I move that Evelyn Wan Levers be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Evelyn Wan Levers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Belinda Jane Luthwaite.
May it please the court, I move that Belinda Jane Luthwaite be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Belinda Jane Luthwaite be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Colin Leon Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Colin Leon Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Colin Leon Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zia Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Charlie be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shah Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lu Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Lu Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable.
Let Lu Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Lauren McCarthy.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Lauren McCarthy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Lauren McCarthy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bethany Fern McGee.
May it please the court, I move that Bethany Fern McGee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bethany Fern McGee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alan Paul Marr.
May it please the court, I move that Alan Paul Marr be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alan Paul Marr be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mihailo Mijatovic.
May it please the court, I move that Mihailo Mijatovic, my son, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Milo Mijatovic be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Farad Khalil Jack Naja.
May it please the court, I move that Farid Khalil Jack Najjar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Farid Khalil Jack Najjar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amir Zaka Nasa.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Cheka Nasser be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Cheka Nasser be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samuel Paul Vasey Naylor.
May it please the court, I move that Samuel Paul Vasey Naylor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samuel Paul Vasey Naylor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yin Sang Pang.
May it please the court, I move that Yin Sang Pang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yin Sang Pang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alicia Louise Perry.
May it please the court, I move that Alicia Louise Perry be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alicia Louise Perry be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Maria Popochenko.
Please the court, I move that Maria Popochenko be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Maria Popochenko be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cameron Sant Ram.
May it please the court, I move that Cameron Sant Ram be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cameron Sant Ram be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Natalia Sanchez.
May it please the court, I move that Natalia Sanchez be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Natalia Sanchez be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dakota Kian Scott.
May it please the court, I move that Dakota Kean Scott be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dakota Kean Scott be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Miriam Chaya Shendroff.
May it please the court, I move that Miriam Hyan Shendroff be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Miriam Chaya Hendroff be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amelia Skinner.
May it please the court, I move that Amelia Skinner be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amelia Skinner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Catherine Ellen South.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Catherine Ellen South, be admitted as a lawyer
Let Catherine Ellen South be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nat Quang Tran.
May it please the court, I move that Nat Quang Tran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nat Quang Trang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Connor Sidney Werrett.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, Connor Sidney Werrett, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Connor Sidney Werrett be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yi Fei Wu.
May it please the court, I move that Yi Fei Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yi Fei Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Juan Claire Z.
May it please the court, I move that Juan Claire Z be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Juan Claire Z be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra Youssef.
May it please the court, I move that Cassandra Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admissions have just been moved to swear an oath or to make an affirmation. The officiating officer will direct you as to when to stand. Please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Batul Al-Hassani, Emily Andanoska, Courtney Rose Appleton, Hugo Sydney Nelson Balnaves, Enda William Byrne, Zizan Sheena Chen, Zhu Fang Chen, Lai Mei Cheng, Jessica Marie Derrick, Tripit Simran Kaur Dhaliwal, Luke Samuel Francesco Di Ciaccio, Marnie Ann Dowden, Ellie Rose Flannery, James William French, Ian Patrick Granter, Rexley Sahunaraj Gunaratnam. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, so help me God, or I do? Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Lara Hassan, Ashley Sarah Howard, Sarah Marie Georgina Jones, Sally Jane Judson, Fatima Kasira, Rosalind Guy Kelly, Saromi Kim, Sophie Catherine Condilius, Evelyn Wan Levers, Belinda Jane Luthwaite, Colin Leon Lee, Shah Lee, Liu Liu, Emma Liu, Emma Lauren McCarthy, Bethany Fern McGee, Alan Paul Ma, Mihailo Mijatovic, Farad Khalil Jack Naja, Aima Sheikha Nasser. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, so help me God, or I do?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Perhaps Samuel Paul Vasey Naylor would like to stand. I think his name is missed and he can be included with the rows on the left.
I do apologise.
No.
Apologise.
I think there would not need to be any challenges to the oath, Mr. Naylor. I apologise for embarrassing you.
Sure, dear. Okay. Could the rows to my left stand up along with Mr. Naylor? Samuel Paul Vasey Naylor, Yin Sang Pang, Alicia Louise Perry, Maria Popachenko, Cameron Sant Ram, Natalia Sanchez, Dakota Kian Scott, Miriam Chaya Shendroff, Amelia Skinner, Catherine Ellen South, Nat Quang Tran, Connor Sidney Werrett, Yi Fei Wu, Juan Claire Z, and Cassandra Youssef. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please sit down.
Now that the formal part of the proceedings is complete, I would like, on behalf of the Chief Justice and all of the judges of the court, warmly to welcome you and your family and friends to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I am Justice Ward, the President of the Court of Appeal, and I have the honour to represent the Chief Justice at today's very special ceremony for the newly admitted lawyers. Present with me on the bench today to my right is Justice Sakar, who is a judge in the Equity Division of this court, and to my left is Justice Adams, who is a judge in the Common Law Division of this court. We are also pleased to welcome, sitting with us on the bench today, Her Honour Judge Musgrave from the District Court. Together, Justice Sakar, Justice Adams and I constitute the court which has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice. First, as we gather here today, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and I wish to pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I recognise the long-standing and enduring customs and traditions of our First Nation peoples and their deep connection with the land. And I welcome any of our First Nation peoples who are present here today or who are watching the ceremony online. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, it is a great pleasure to welcome you, each individually and together collectively, to the legal profession of this state, and to be able to do so in person after 2 years of disruptions with ceremonies in person due to the pandemic. Although it's now some 40 years since I was admitted as a solicitor in this very same courtroom, in the very same kind of ceremony that you have been admitted in, and I might add, in the last ceremony of the day because my surname began with a W, I well recall the solemnity of the occasion and the excitement and pride of my parents who were here to witness the ceremony. Little did I then imagine that I would one day be presiding over just such a ceremony. I'm also pleased to welcome all of those who are watching your admission today, whether in person or via the live stream. Today is indeed a day for celebration. You will all have worked extremely hard to reach today's milestone, perhaps through caffeine-fueled nights, no doubt through obscure problem questions and reading countless wafer-thin pages of textbook, or straining your eyes on computer screens. And I'm sure you've read more cases than you will ever hope to be able to remember. Or at least I hope you have. You're entitled to be very proud of your achievements, and your family and friends are entitled to be proud not just of you, but also of themselves for their support of you. No doubt many of them would feel that they would almost be equally qualified to be admitted here today, having shared the knowledge of the law that you have gained over the years, and presumably having been on the receiving end of your finely honed skills of advocacy and persuasion. They may feel that they know more about snails in ginger beer bottles and the cannibalisation of shipwrecked cabin boys than it was ever necessary for them to know. In being admitted as a lawyer today, you have joined a centuries-old profession with ancient origins. The custom of advocates swearing an admissions oath dates back to the 12th century. The Supreme Court of New South Wales was established in 1823, and as you will immediately realise, it is nearing its bicentenary. This court first admitted lawyers to practice in 1824, making New South Wales one of only a handful of jurisdictions with a continuously operating court as old as this. By 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state, and you've now become part of this tradition almost 200 years later. Perhaps for some of you, or more likely for your family and friends, that seems as long as it's been since you've been studying. At heart of the tradition is the direct relationship between the court and lawyers as officers of the court, and it is to this that I wish to address my remarks at the start today. The oath or the affirmation that you have made is a serious one, and it deserves solemn regard. You have assumed ethical obligations over and above those demanded of you as members of the community. The legal profession is dedicated to upholding the rule of law, one of the most important pillars of a peaceful and democratic society. The standards expected of legal professionals are therefore correspondingly high. As lawyers, you will owe onerous duties to your clients, but you must always remember that your paramount duty is to the court. Among the obligations you owe to the court are a duty of full disclosure of the relevant law, a duty of candour, not to mislead the court or knowingly to permit your client to do so, a duty to refuse to permit the commencement or continuation of baseless proceedings, a duty to exercise care before making allegations of misconduct against any other person, a duty not to assist any form of improper conduct, and a duty to conduct cases before the court efficiently and expeditiously. Your duty to the court requires that you comply faithfully with your ethical obligations, no matter what pressures may be placed upon you, and no matter that they may sometimes conflict with your client's wishes or desires. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, as an academic, or in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. It is in acknowledgement of this weighty responsibility that we observe today's unique formalities. An occasion such as this marks not only the achievement you've made in the course of your studies, but also the prospect of those to which you aspire in the future. Each of you has travelled a different, albeit in many cases similar, path to join the legal profession. You come from different homes, different backgrounds, and different cultures. You will bring to the practice of law different experiences and perspectives, and you will no doubt have different expectations and aspirations for your career. The legal profession and the administration of justice are both enriched by that diversity. And this makes it all the more important that we strive for diversity in all aspects of the legal profession, including on the bench. As you will well know, women were originally not permitted to practice law, but since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practising certificate in New South Wales, and currently 63% of solicitors under the age of 30. Women occupy many of the most senior positions in the law, including, of course, the Chief Justice of Australia. The local court has almost achieved gender parity amongst magistrates, and the district court is moving apace towards that. But gender diversity is not the only issue to be addressed. Cultural and ethnic diversity, amongst others, is just as important. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and those from diverse cultural backgrounds continue to be underrepresented in the legal profession, and particularly within the judiciary and the ranks of senior counsel. Although you will note that there has recently been appointed the first Indigenous Supreme Court judge in the Supreme Court of Queensland, and there is about to be appointed shortly an Indigenous judge as a judge of the Supreme Court of Western Australia. It is important to the maintenance of the rule of law that the constitution of the court reflects the community which we serve. We must also be alert to barriers to the profession for people from less privileged backgrounds. We will only achieve a truly diverse profession when barriers to advancement are broken down and people from different backgrounds are properly supported in a collegiate and inclusive environment. These issues are fundamental to a just and transparent legal system and to the legitimacy of the rule of law. We need diverse representation amongst advocates and judges so that all people who become involved in our justice system can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of a broader community. Having said that, it is important to remember that notwithstanding that you are a diverse group, you now share a common membership of the legal profession, and I will speak more of that shortly. It is your great privilege as a lawyer not only to inherit a body of knowledge that has developed over hundreds of years, but also to have the chance to contribute to its ongoing evolution. This may be in many ways by engaging in law reform at a formal level, through work with law reform bodies or non-governmental organisations, or simply by your advice and practice as a lawyer. The legal profession is one that demands a constant commitment to learning. You may have thought that this was an end to your study, but if so, it is my unpalatable duty to inform you that you are wrong. The law is complicated and constantly developing. Were it otherwise, there would not be the scope for academic discourse that there is, and we judges would not so regularly have our misunderstanding of the law pointed out to us by the advocates who appear before us. Rest assured, for those of you with a bibliophobia, that is, a fear of running out of reading material, as lawyers, that fear will never materialise. On other similar ceremonies in this court, the former Chief Justice has acknowledged that it will never be possible for you to learn everything that there is to know about the law, but that does not absolve you from the duty of keeping on top of developments in the law. The duties that I have referred to already are the minimum, not the total, of your professional obligations. As a lawyer, you have a duty to serve the community by protecting and promoting the basic tenets of our legal system: justice, equality, due process, and the rule of law. This means that at times you may have to defend unpopular clients and causes, and to do so to the best of your ability. The bonus is that you have the opportunity to play a trusted role in some of the most important and difficult events in the lives of others. You have, so to speak, now entered the real legal world. In one famous annual speech to the Law Society, the former Chief Justice likened lawyers to plumbers, a necessary evil and often expensive and difficult to get hold of. You will now encounter the reality of that world, of eggshell skulls and peppercorn rents. You may even meet the mysterious reasonable person, and you will have to apply the Constitution with an understanding that it consists of so much more than the vibe of the thing. You will be called upon as an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you are not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but law as it applies to people's lives. You must strive to deliver legal services competently and fearlessly, with courtesy and integrity, and you must realise that the way you communicate information to others will have profound consequences for access to justice. Over the past 2 years, we have had to adapt in the legal profession quite a bit. The global pandemic meant a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom setups and technology to ensure that access to justice continued in the midst of the pandemic. For those of us who are Luddites, this posed technological issues. For others, this posed practical issues, such as the lawyer who became stuck behind a Zoom kitten filter. The more significant difficulties to grapple with were in terms of open justice, effective communication, and fairness to all participants. As the newest members of the profession, you are at the forefront of innovation in the law, and you have a unique opportunity to see through changes so that justice is done openly and equitably. In performing your obligations, you should not lose sight of the fact that you are now part of a professional community. By its very nature, law is not a solitary occupation, but it can be isolating and at times highly stressful. Clients, unsurprisingly, are often demanding, and you may have difficulties at work. In those times, the support of your peers will be invaluable. Remember to make use of that support. And in the context that the law is a collegiate profession, I propose now to call upon some young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society to say a few words. Ms. Okereke Fisher, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Uche Okereke Fisher. I've been practicing at the bar for 7 years, predominantly in employment law and administrative law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and you are welcome, either straight away or after some time as a solicitor, to apply to come to the bar. It is an honor to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I'm very proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website on the steps to take, and each year there is a career at the bar open day, with the next one later in October. To become a barrister, you must pass the bar exams and satisfactorily complete the bar practice course and reading requirements in your first year at the bar. In terms of the support available, in your first year of practice as a reader, you have 2 tutors who are barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills, whether by appearing with them in court or otherwise. The bar is also renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, so you're not isolated or alone. The New South Wales Bar Association is the professional body that supports barristers, and it has several committees, including, for example, a new barristers committee which organizes social and educational functions for 0 to 5-year barristers, a well-being committee which runs seminars on health and well-being, promoting balance between work and other parts of your life, and a diversity and equality committee, of which I am a member, that promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession, and I congratulate you on your admission today as a solicitor of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you, Ms. Okereke-Fisher. Ms. Irvine, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Olivia Irvin, and I am the Vice President of New South Wales Young Lawyers. And not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. Figuratively, that is. I was actually admitted during lockdown, so my experience was online. But wherever your ceremony is held and wherever your loved ones are able to watch your ceremony from, it is a truly memorable and momentous occasion. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step on your years-long, diligent, and sometimes arduous journey, and I hope that each of you is immensely proud of what you have achieved. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy, and often it was overwhelming, but I stand here after approximately 1.5 years as a lawyer with Hazelbrook Legal, and I am happy to report that I have learned and grown so much more in that time than I ever could have imagined in 2020. One of the most important things that I have learned is the value of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is increasingly large and diverse, and it is one to which each of you now belongs as well. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home to that community with over 30,000 members across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, I have found that belonging to a strong network of my peers has been crucial. And that is why I have been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for 4 years. Here I have found inspiration, I found guidance and support when I needed it, as well as opportunities for advocacy in which we made significant, impactful change on considerable legal issues. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you can access professional support, events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and a connection to the broader legal community. It is our role as part of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, can each thrive in this profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Please reach out to us, speak to your employer, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Ms. Irvin. In closing, to the newly admitted lawyers, can I say this? You are in a unique position. You are the custodian and servant of the legal traditions that you have inherited today, but you are also in a position to be able to steer the direction of the legal profession and the future and the shape of the future for the legal profession. On behalf of all of the judges in the Supreme Court, and particularly those of my colleagues on the bench today, I once again offer sincere congratulations on your admission and welcome to the legal profession. I trust you will now have an opportunity to celebrate your achievements suitably with family and friends. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned. God save the King.